heading out here. You really are. You are less than 1% of the world's population who are going to see what you are going to see. And I did that little mathematical figure just so you know. All right, so let me introduce you to another big name. You may know him from Saturday Night Live or Late Night with Jimmy Fallon. Yes, he's our special co-host today. Hey, Jimmy.
Oh, hey there. You made it. Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure that you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guide.
Dawn!
And the greatest driver.
The Incredible Doug.
They're the best. I love them. Even though
Dawn.
it owes me $5. I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
All right, thank you, Jimmy. We do have a few safety rules to go over. First and foremost, while the tram is in motion, let's remain seated at all times. Also, keep those arms and legs inside the tram, okay? Yes, this is also a non-smoking tram. That's just the way it is. Okay, folks, you're going to notice a cord that runs right down the center line of the tram. You see that? Yep, that cord right up on top. That is the emergency cord. If you have a medical emergency or you drop something off the side of the tram or you're having some sound or video issues, you just reach up, give that cord a little tug, and I will be back to assist you as soon as it is safe to do so. Last but not least, we have some special effects today. We have some sudden tram movement, so hold on. We also have some fire effects and water effects, so watch your cameras and your cameras. All right, folks, we are now heading into the front lot. You're going to notice some movie posters on either side of the tram. Isn't that exciting? I grew up with some of these movies. I did black and white classic 1940s films. You know, I happen to have one, and I want to play for you and see if you can guess the name.
I have the room ready for you, Mrs. Barrington.
Thank you, Wilfred.
Did you hear that? Mrs. Barrington.
Not quite, darling, but soon. Very, very soon. Philip.
Yes?
Have your bottle of
Dear,
champagne
that
sent
was
to the
a
room at
joke,
once.
wasn't it?
And make sure that we are not disturbed for any reason.
Absolutely. Sorry, folks. That was a little trick that we played on you. That was shot inside Soundstage 20. Over to the left, that's what it looks like on the outside of a soundstage. On your screens, that's what it looks like on the inside of a soundstage. Over on the left right there, that is Soundstage 12. That was built in 1929 for the musical Broadway, and how apropos that it is now home to NBC's hit, The Voice.
I'm Carson Daly from NBC's The Voice. I want to welcome you to the Universal Front Lot. Our show is filmed on stage 12. It happens to be the largest soundstage on the Universal lot. Take a look.
Thank you. Yes, take a look at these sound stages. Aren't they incredible? Amazing. Now, Carson Daly said that that is the largest on our lot. It is just under 30,000 square feet. You just want to know that little fact right there. It's always good to know things for future Trivial Pursuit games. You never know when it's going to come in handy. All right, over to the left-hand side, stage 25, actually stage 25, 24, 23, and 22 are all home to CBS's hit drama CSI, Crime Scene Investigation. Just picked up 2 more years, folks. All right, yeah, fans of that show. Woohoo! Amazing. The Crime Lab is actually set inside stages 25 and 24. And for those of you who do not know this one, the show creator actually set the crime lab in Las Vegas, folks, because Las Vegas is the second most active crime lab in the United States at the time he created the show, second to only the FBI crime lab in Quantico, Virginia. Wow, right? All right, the oldest soundstage over on the right-hand side, folks, that is Soundstage 28. That was built to house the elaborate Paris Opera House sets. It was built during the silent film era in 1925. For what film? The Phantom of the Opera. Starring Lon Chaney, the Man of a Thousand Faces. Oh, some other wonderful monsters have graced it. Oh, yes, they have. Now, the catwalks of the Paris Opera sets are still in there. Some say they're haunted. Some say they're built into the structure, so I'm not going in to check it out. Nuh-uh. All right, so we've talked about our rich motion picture history. Well, what about our television history? Well, that goes back 75 years with the world transmission of the New York World's Fair in 1939 folks. Yes. Universal Studios is a part of NBC Universal, the world's largest entertainment company, with TV networks that you may know, like NBC, Sci-Fi, USA, Bravo, Telemundo, the Golf Channel, CNBC, MSNBC, the Weather Channel, Oxygen, and NBC Sports. Just to name a few. I just got that one out, right? All right, folks. Who's a fan of Parenthood? Show! Ron Howard created it. Yes, just picked up for its 5th season.
Hey, I'm home.
On the right-hand side, folks, is stage 44. What you see on your screens, those beautiful interior sets, are inside that stage. They're prepping, actually, for Parenthood right now. So that tells you
In your bag?
that the stars will be
In the car.
soon to follow. Everybody, it'll be back in action. Now, when actors and actresses are not on set working, they're usually in their trailers or star wagons. That's their dressing rooms, basically. Well, back in the golden era of Hollywood, over to the left-hand side, folks, those bungalows, well, those were the trailers or dressing rooms of such grand stars as Doris Day, Rock Hudson, or Jimmy Stewart. Today, they are our production offices for our top writers, producers, directors, like Illumination Entertainment. I know you saw those minions up there. Yay! Oh, I can't wait to see Despicable Me 2. Yay! Any other fans? Any other fans out there? Come on! I can't wait to see it. All right, you're going to notice a familiar spud. Right out there to the left-hand side. Yep, that's Mr. Potato Head. He's in front of the Hasbro production office. They brought the Transformers to the big screen. And yes, right next door, oh, Hannibal. He's a meat and potatoes kind of guy. See that? Yes, the Dino De Laurentiis company, well, their offices are inside of there. Way back when, though, those were the offices of the incomparable Alfred Hitchcock, folks. Oh, yeah. I think he'd be very, very happy to know that the notorious Hannibal is alive and well. Just picked up for season number 2. Oh, yeah. All right, folks, we are making a big transition now. We are going from our front lot, where we do all of our interiors on our interior sound stages. We have our production offices where we make it all happen, to our back lot, where we shoot the exteriors on a very large scale. In fact, this is the world's largest back lot you are entering right now. Welcome to our Metropolitan sets. Yes, right over there. Hey, there's another tram. That's going to be us soon. We're going to be wandering around through these streets. Yes, folks. Hey, these are our Metropolitan sets. We build them as facades. That's the front and sides of the building. It's only what the camera can see, and your imagination can fill in the rest. Who's been to Buffalo, New York? I've got relatives there. Okay, y'all can say that you've been to Buffalo, New York, because our Brownstone Street, right over here to the right-hand side, that is the location of Buffalo, New York, in this film.
Place the door!
I'm in the shower!
Inside bad, outside good. Inside bad, outside good.
Oh, you're done now. Great. Beautiful.
Amazing, right? Any city in the world we can create here, any city. Now, let's talk about small towns and villages. I grew up in one. We had a Main Street square, and some of them have courthouse squares. Yes, around the courthouse of the village. Well, welcome to our courthouse square over to the left-hand side, folks. But you may recognize it as Hill Valley from Back to the Future. Notice the doors are open. See if you can peek inside. To Kill a Mockingbird, starring Gregory Peck, also shot here. I had a chance to work with Gregory Peck. He is an amazing, amazing man. And then we went to the future in Back to the Future 2. Now notice the building. That wasn't done with CGI, folks. That is actually columns that were there. Now you're looking over there and they're like, where's the columns? You can kind of see them while the doors are open, and as we go past, take a peek. But we needed to build a facade on top of a facade and take the clock down. Why did we do that? Because it was so iconic that every motion picture or television show like Ghost Whisperer, which shot here, starring Jennifer Love Hewitt. Yes, absolutely. People would look at it and they'd go, wait a second, didn't that look like Back to the Future? It kind of looked like, didn't it? Hey, Doug, that looked like Back to the Future, didn't it? Yes, totally. I know, right? And so we don't want you to jump out of wherever you are in the film or show that you're watching. We want you to stay right there. So what we needed to do was we just put a facade on top of a facade and took the clock down. It is safely stored in our property department. There you have it, folks. That's how we do it. We needed to keep those columns there because they are so iconic. All right, folks, let's spread our wings. Let's leave that small town behind. Let's out to the big city. And there's no city bigger than the Big Apple. Welcome to New York Street. Folks, yes, this comes complete with our own Broadway Theater District. Any new Broadway shows out there? Anybody seen? There's some great ones. Oh yeah, we could just pop them up on our marquees and be like you were right there. Right there. All right, seriously, no, I'm not kidding. We have our own financial district. In fact, those of you from New York or very familiar with New York, you may recognize a few recreation buildings such as the Plaza Hotel and Macy's. It's literally like we took 34th Street, picked it up, and put it right here. So the next time you're in New York, you can say, wait a second, felt like I was just there. I was there on the Universal Studios back lot. Ta-da! Now, I'm not as familiar with New York as, our special co-host. So, hey, Jimmy, how's New York? How's it going?
Hey everyone, welcome to New York! I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. Once got mugged over there by an old woman. Tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Hey! I'm walking here! Hey, it's cool guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
Absolutely, folks. So we can actually change this up to possibly, how about Washington, D.C.? Yes, they changed it to Washington, D.C. when CBS's NCIS shoots right here. Now, Steven Spielberg collaborated with Universal Studios to create the most amazing metropolitan sets that's out there right now. Another great director that Universal Studios has had the privilege to collaborate with. Well, from King Kong.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up into adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island. We really put a lot of thought into the character and personality of Kong, and he's so much more than a monster. In fact, he's not a monster. He is an incredibly majestic, ancient creature. He's a force of nature. He's old, he's wise, he's proud, he's fierce, and obviously he has a heart. The most important feature with Kong are his eyes. Kong's eyes are wonderfully expressive. They're full of emotion. His eyes are like a window into his personality and his heart. He's had an enormous number of encounters with his foes, the T-Rexes and the various dinosaurs on Skull Island, so he's been beaten up, scarred, chewed up, spat out by these dinosaurs at various times. He wears the scars of a lot of ancient battles.
Three, 2, 1, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Skull Island.
This is the for hundreds of years. It was so short.
everybody. We're back in Skull Island.
The only 360 3D in the world, folks. Created here at Universal Studios with Peter Jackson and his team at Weta Digital. Now, Weta Digital, they're no stranger to those wonderful things that they bring up to our big screens. In fact, they have won 5 Academy Awards. You may be familiar with some of their other works, like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, about the adventures of Tintin, Avatar, The Hobbit. The list goes on and on. It's amazing. That is the only experience like that in the world. Wow! And you guys got to do it. You guys. One of my favorite parts is when the last car, actually gets pulled into the screen by the T-Rex. I know. I always feel sorry. Sorry, car 4. You're always the one that goes in there. They're screaming down. Well, when that happens, folks, when a vehicle goes into a picture, a motion picture, or a television show, it's called a picture car. You may know some famous ones. You may have some of your favorites. Some of these picture cars go on to be as famous as the actors or actresses driving them, in fact. We've got one down on our lower lot in the NBC Universal Experience. There it is right there. It's one of 15 of the Hero DeLoreans that were used in the Back to the Future. Our other picture cars, you'll be able to see over to the left-hand side, folks. Welcome to the Universal Picture Cars in our transportation department. Now, all of these were actually used in the motion picture or television show. So they are the one and only. They just brought some new ones from the Flintstones up here. Yay! I always wonder how they actually make them go. Do you think they use their feet in there? That's awfully big. That's a lot of foot power to get that through, right? Can you imagine doing that? That'd be funny. And we've got some of our Fast and Furious cars. Woohoo! Fast and Furious 6 out there. Anybody who got a chance to see that picture, whoa! Those cars, I know, those cars are doing things I never thought cars could do. Amazing! Now, some of the cars are actually drivable, like our cars. They just drive them around. Some of them are fiberglass shells or made of foam and wood, so we can put them on the ends of mechanical arms called gimbals. We wrap that arm in a green cloth so we can green screen it out. And then it is computer controlled, so it is precise, so that we can take the shot or the action shot, or do special effects time and time again to do what we need to do. That's how they do it. Now, without computers, things would be a bit prehistoric. Oh, wait. Maybe not as prehistoric as here.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Right, yes, here we are. These are our picture cars and our cages from our Jurassic Park movies. And for those of you who heard the rumors about Jurassic Park 4, I am here to confirm them for you. Yes, it is in pre-production. Yes, there will be a Jurassic Park 4 next year. I'm so excited! I'm so excited! Yay! We are gathering up our dinosaurs. You're going to see some of them. I think they're excited too! Excited! Oh, look, there they are. Woohoo! Those are Dilophosaurus. All right, sorry about that. They get too excited, the Dilophosaurus. They I know. Sorry about that. Heads up, cars 3 and 4. I don't think I've worn them. But do know this, that if you got some of that dino spit on you, that means they like you. Yeah. Now, what do you think? Do you think they made the cut? Are they a part of Jurassic Park 4? I think so. I've got another friend of mine. He actually works in the puppetry department, and they get to work on the Jurassic Park dinosaurs. He works in the Velociraptors. I know, those are scary ones. Now, if you got a chance to see that Jurassic Park movie, weather played a huge part, like that storm that came in. Ooh, it's ominous. You know that something's going to happen when a storm comes in any motion picture or television show. Hey, we've got Al Roker standing by to tell us about our weather here on the back lot. Hey, Al.
Hi, everybody. Here's today's forecast for the Universal Backlot. It's going to be sunny and dry in 6 Points, Texas. Cool and cloudy in Little Europe. Expect snow and sleet on New York Street. And we've got a high chance of fog and precipitation for Skull Island, Amity Island, and Isla Nublar. That's your forecast for today. Now here's a look at what's going on in your neck of the lot.
Well, our neck of the lot, folks, welcome to Old Mexico! Yeah! Flash flood warning. Well, hopefully we won't have a flash flood warning. All right, folks. Well, here we are. Yeah, I know. I love Old Mexico. We actually shot 3 Amigos here. And let's talk about our special weather effects, because we're producing some right now. Rain, yep, and thunder. That's a sound effect, so we've got the thunder behind it, so you can feel it's a little bit more ominous, right? To do rain, though, what we actually do is we shoot the water up out of our sprinkler systems, and then we let it fall naturally to the ground. The drops are a little bit bigger. Oh dear. Okay. Well, I guess Al was right. It seems to be that we have a flash flood coming. All right, everyone, use your neighbor as a shield. Hey, Doug, shield me. No. Thank you very much. I'm nice and dry now. Okay, so let's take a look at what it looked like on Big Fat Liar starring Paul Giamatti.
You can't outrun the wolf, kid!
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Hey, you make funny
Luckily, we were safe inside our tram. Doug's got our backs, people. All right, so other wonderful movies that I've shot here about Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, and Warner Brothers' Nacho Libre, starring Jack Black. All right, Pilgrim. We're gonna mosey on over the border to 6 Points, Texas, where the ruthless, toothless cowboys never walk this earth. Really, they have. This is where they shot it all. This is 6 Points, Texas. And we did recently have a shootout here, folks.
This town ain't big enough for the both of us, Jimmy Fallon.
Well, I ain't going anywhere, Jimmy Fallon.
Now look here. Nice folks in this tram don't want no trouble. They just want to check out 6 Points, one of the oldest sets on the Universal lot.
I hear this is where John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart shot a few of their westerns.
That's right. That's where I aim to shoot you.
Looks like we got ourselves a Mexican standoff. Lucky shot.
Now what say you mount up and get out of town while the getting's good?
All right. Well, I'll see you again, Fallon.
Or you can count on it, Fallon. Then get.
This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
We just have to talk it out, that's all.
All right, folks, some other great movies that have graced these streets. How about The Color Purple, Amistad, and Universal Seabiscuit? Right here. Now, they call it 6 Points, Texas, because back in the day, the silent film day, they actually have 6 points on there where they can shoot 6 different things at the same time, because they didn't have to worry about sound back then. No, they didn't. But now we do, because we're actually coming up to a live filming location. It is Hallmark Channel's Home and Family. You're going to see it past this building over here, but you'll see it. It's a modern looking home that kind of looks like, wait, how did that get there? So you'll see it over there. So I have to start to quiet down because we don't want my voice in their shot. No. But before we head over there, see, it's right over there to the right. Yeah. So before we head there, though, we're going to go through one of our older parts on our backlot. It is Little Europe, also home to Universal Studios' first Academy Award-winning picture, All Quiet on the Western Front. Other wonderful movies and television shows that have filmed here. How about Michael Jackson's film Moonwalker? We also have had NBC's Chuck, Key and Peele from Comedy Central, and not that long ago we had HBO's True Blood shooting right here. Also, I think CBS's NCIS shoots out here from time to time when they had to head over to another land. We are coming up to the Court of Miracles, which is the birthplace of our horror genre, our famous monsters. Oh yeah, now I'm going to have to go. Welcome to our double-decker soundstage. It's the only one here on our backlot. That's why it's back here. The upper level is a street scene, and the lower level, well, you can see it's decked out as a subway station. In fact, it's decked out as BART's subway station in San Francisco. Those of you from San Francisco may recognize it, but we can easily change that. How would we do that? Well, okay, all right. Folks, we do have tremors here in California from time to time, so it's okay. Just hang on. We are in a very safe vehicle, so you'll have to duck and cover. They're well covered. Okay. Oh dear. Watch out, cars 3 and 4. We're having some technical difficulties. Cars 3 and 4, heads up. Whoa. Okay, well, at least we get to see the upper level. Okay, everyone hold on. Hold on nice and tight. It's getting hot up here. Ooh, hot. Okay, I'm not from California. Is this normal? This is kind of long. Oh no! Oh no, there's an actual subway in here! Watch out, car one! Watch out, Doug! Oh! Okay. Okay, that was scary. I thought I was gonna have to start driving this thing. I can't do that. Okay. Alright, I think we're all set. Oh no! Oh no! Where'd all this water come from? Oh, where's all this water? This is strange. Okay. So we have flash floods on the left and water main breaks on the right. Wow! And you all survived an earthquake, the big one! Woo! You did it! Congratulations! That measures 8.3 on the Richter scale, and that interior was actually used on an episode of Fox's hit show, Bones.
What's going on?
Get out of here! The water main just broke!
Now, a writer for Bones actually sat in seats like you are sitting on right now, experienced the tour just like you right now, and went through earthquake just like you did, and wrote that episode, so you never know who you're sitting next to. Usually writers like to get away to like small, quiet, peaceful towns like Amity. Oh, see, where they can write and be inspired. You know, I mean, they had a shark problem, but it's over there. We're fine. It's all good. If anybody sees another shark, we do have divers out there. Oh, we saw. Okay, I see y'all pointing at. Oh, there's another shark. Okay, that's not good. Okay. Okay, we can't get. Oh, okay. Well, George had a lot of guns to go out there. It's not fun. Oh, there they are. Okay. All right. So, Doug, let's just pull the people forward. Sorry. So, if anyone's looking for a scoop diver job. So, we do have bait set up at the end of that yellow barrel. Oh, good. The shark took the bait. Oh, no. The shark took the pier. Oh, and it just left its gas nozzle. Oh, no. Okay, watch out. Cars 3 and 4. Oh, okay, it's getting hot back there. Okay, got it on up here. How'd that happen? All right, we've got a lot of gas out here. Okay, we've got a lot of fire. Well, we know sharks are afraid of fire, right? So he was over like, okay, hang on. That's your car's name for it. Alright, folks, I know. Now, our mechanical shark may have looked a little mechanical up close, but he sure did the job, because I think he got some of you off there. I think you guys were screaming back there. I saw ya. And if you take a look back there, well, you're going to see the only shark in the world who can do the backstroke. Look at him go. There he goes. Amazing, right? Back to one, shark, back to one. All right, so Bruce, as he was called in the film, was a mechanical menace off the screen as well as on the screen. In fact, so much so they nicknamed the production Floss.
That's a much maligned shark. The shark was frustrating. It didn't really work all the time. It didn't work hardly at all.
Wherever you were on the island, you could hear the radio waves. They were always saying, the shark is not working. Repeat, the shark is not working.
We just waited around. We just waited. The shark worked well enough. For a while there, it had the biggest hit of all time. So I really owe the shark a lot.
Oh, there's Bruce and Steven Spielberg together. Now, Steven Spielberg nicknamed the shark Bruce after his attorney. I know, right? But they're still working together today. All right, folks, over to the right-hand side, that two-story White House is known as our Chicken Ranch and can be seen in such films as The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, starring Dolly Parton, and also on CBS's The Mentalist. What about this little music? Welcome to the most talked about street, Wisteria Lane, for ABC's hit comedy Desperate Housewives. Let me show you around the neighborhood. We're going to start on the left-hand side, that beige and white house you may recognize as Yellow house right next door, well, that belonged to Bob and Lee in later episodes. The yellow and stone house to the left, well, that belonged to Susan Ryer. Later, Susan Delfino, played by Terry Hatcher. And Lynette Scalvo and her family, well, they lived in this lovely greenhouse. Ooh, the door's open. And Lynette Scalvo was played by Emmy Award winner Felicity Hoffman. Now, up to season 1, we didn't have any more houses past that Lynette's house. But the show was so popular, we added some more. Yes, we did. And the park in the middle of the road. That pink house right there, well, that house belonged to Edie, played by Nicolette Sheridan. And later, Renee, played by Vanessa Williams. Oh, I love all them. I love them. Now, before our Desperate Housewives graced Wisteria Lane, it was known as Colonial Street and can be seen on such quirky films as The Burbs, starring Tom Hanks, or how about Casper, starring Christina Ricci. Oh, we can't go past the most perfect house without pointing it out. The blue and brick home, well, that belonged to Brie Vandekamp, played by Marcia Cross. And here's a little trivia, folks. That lilac-colored house right over there to the right, yeah. Well, that was known as 1313 Mockingbird Lane back in the day. Does anyone know the TV show? The Munsters. Yeah. All right, so now that we had a chance to look around the neighborhood, let's see what it looked like on ABC's hit Desperate Housewives.
If there is one thing everyone in suburbia can appreciate, it's a good neighbor.
What the hell? Let's move back.
Desperate Housewives. They had such a rich imagination. They had such a vivid fantasy interior life, didn't they? Oh, let's bring that fantasy world to the exterior. How about our Who's in Whoville from Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas?
It's challenging because the logistics were challenging. We had 11 stages occupied at one time on the Universal lot. One of them was just for putting Who's into their makeup every day. So I felt like it was one of those extravaganzas from the 30s or 40s. Sets that were inspired by Dr. Seuss, brought to life, made functional enough that, you know, we could shoot on them, actors could climb on them, people could do flips off them. And it makes me so proud that it's become this kind of evergreen, and that every Christmas it rolls around and it means something to a lot of kids.
You can feel inspired just like me. Those are our sets for our Whoville homes. Now our Who's in Whoville, they had more to contend with than just a Grinch, because here on our backlot, folks, oh, they were neighbors to Norman Bates. Oh yes, folks, these are the two most famous sets still standing in all of Hollywood. These are the actual 1960 sets from Alfred Hitchcock's thriller, Psycho. This is the Bates Motel. That is the Psycho house right up there. And, oh yeah, now, Psycho was the actual last film that Alfred Hitchcock did in black and white. Did anyone know that one? And these are the original sets. Mother is actually up in the Psycho house ready for her close-up so anybody can take her picture. Actually recently watched that film again. Ooh, scary. All right, folks, now coming up, one of the most incredible sets ever created. It is for the spectacular crash site location of Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds. This is the actual location where Tom Cruise and his family hides out in the film. That is an actual 747, which was bought and destroyed specifically for this set. This took 3 months to create. 3 months. Notice the detail.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision that Steven had.
When we first began to sit down to talk about War of the World, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something we don't see.
You're doing good. If you can make it, listen to me.
Listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Now closed. Robbie, get in. Get in.
Amazing, right? 3 months to create an on-screen for only 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Wow. And Steven Spielberg used over 500 effects shots. That's more than he's ever used before. So you know when audiences, maybe some of you went to see this movie, you got a lot of bang for your buck. Ooh, speaking of buck, how about Uncle Buck starring John Candy? Well, another film starring John Candy, you may know it. Yeah, that's right. That's the Great Outdoors. There's the log cabin right over there to the right-hand side, folks. That log cabin was used by Dan Aykroyd and John Candy in the Great Outdoors, and today it's being used by our New York Film Academy students right out there. Look at that. Ooh, how fun. So you could do that when you grow up. Or you can do that right now. Or you can use when you're, it's so much fun. So Craig D. Nelson also used the log cabin in his TV show Coach, and it was used by Mark Wahlberg in the film Shooter. Now behind that, you see our Falls Lake, and behind that, you see the world's largest freestanding backdrop. Amazing, right? So let's take a look at what we can actually do with that backdrop. So we can paint murals on it, we can fill in the front of it to create a very large-scale, realistic set. And we can change that very easily. We can add special effects like we did to this plane, adding the fire. Or we can paint it green and maybe do some CGI, computer-generated imagery, and learn how to walk on water. Right? Now let's take a look how they look like on the big screen. Here's Jaws of Revenge. And it really is fun to go back and watch these movies again after you've been through our back lot. It is so much fun to see where you've been and then see it on the big screen or on your TV. Now we know how you did that. Oh, brother, where art thou shot there? Oh, yeah. George Clooney right out there. I'd swim out there. Oh, yeah. How about Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides? They shot out there. The mermaids battled the pirates, and the movie Inception shot out right. They did right out there. In fact, if any of you have seen the movie and know that part where the van drives off the bridge and then plummets into the water, that was right over there, right over your shoulders, right back over there. So we're getting a different angle of it, folks. Well, it has been such a pleasure, and I know we're winding back in, and I want to bring up Jimmy Fallon because he wants to say goodbye to you in a way only he can.
Well, I can't believe it. We've made it to the end of our tour, you guys. How about
Dawn
and
the Incredible Doug?
weren't they the best? Hey, before we go, I'd like to sing you a little song I made up. I was just 5 years old. It's called Tramtastic. We had a real good time together. Now the ride is done. We saw some crazy cool stuff, and we had a lot of fun. This tram has made its final stop, but don't be sad and blue, 'cause there's still one more thing that I'd like to say to you.
Sing along.
Have a tramtastic day.
All right, come on. I know you know the words.
Tramtastic night.
If you don't, you'll pick them up fast.
Watch your step as you exit the tram, and everything will be alright. Come on, have a tramtastic
Come on, all the way back to Carrefour. Come on.
Have a tramtastic night. Just watch your step as you exit the tram, and everything will be alright. Just the dads now. Everything will be alright. Just the moms. Everything will be alright. Just Jaws.
Everything will be alright.
Okay, have a fantastic day.
Oh yeah.
Have
Come on, we're singing this in your sleep tonight.
Watch your step as you exit the tram. Everything will be alright. Yeah! Thank you for coming to the Universal Tour, everybody. Get home safe.
Hi, Jimmy.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us here. It has been such a pleasure. On behalf of myself, Doug, and everyone here at Universal Studios Hollywood, I want to thank you for joining us here at your exclusive, like, look back. It's like behind the scenes at everything here. Over 100 years of moments and memories. It's amazing. We're headed into our second century, folks. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be cool.
Be alright.
Special shout out to all my annual pass holders. Woo! Thank you for coming back here again and again. If you want to learn how to become an annual pass holder and come here again and again, you just head up to the main park entrance, talk to the fine folks at the Universal Trading Company, and they'll tell you how to take your ticket today and change it into an annual pass so you can come here again.
Can we do it there? Can we do
For
it?
our annual pass holders, I just want to give you a heads up. Try sitting in a different seat every time. It gives you a whole new perspective.